Hi, Tracy Hugelmeyer here from VintagepreneurUniversity.com, where I help vintage sellers start, grow, and scale their business on Etsy. I also own my own vintage business, Rustic Guide, that I've had on Etsy since 2013. And today I'm going to talk about my 5-step shipping process. This is a process that I've developed over many, many years, and it is something that I use to make sure that I get my orders out in the most efficient way possible and also accurately, right? Because that's super important. We don't want to send the wrong thing to the wrong person or miss something in an order or whatever it is. So I always make sure that I follow these 5 steps, and I'm going to put together a cheat sheet on this pretty soon. So if you're interested in that, make sure you sign up to get my free tips and resources. So you'll get that cheat sheet once it's available. You can go sign up at VintagepreneurUniversity.com/secret. All right, so here we go. All right, so step 1, I pull all my orders and stage them. So all my orders that I'm getting ready to ship for the day, I will find them in my inventory and I'll pull them and I will stage them in my shipping area. At this point, I'm super careful that I'm pulling the right quantities, that I'm pulling the right items, but I have a kind of checks and balances later on in my steps to check my work, if you will, so that I'm ensuring my accuracy. Step 2 is business cards and inserts. So I pull as many business cards and inserts as I need for that day's shipping, and I prepare them by writing my little note and all the other things that I do. It's at this point that I note who my returned customers are, because I always make sure that I do a little something extra for my return customers. I have different wording that I use to make sure that I thank them for returning and things like that. So step 2, business cards and inserts. Step 3 is package and double check for accuracy. So at this point, I package up all my items. I do any type of wrapping that I'm going to do. You know, that's where you add your special touches, whether it's a bow or gift wrap or whatever it is you're doing. And since I use mostly poly mailers, I don't put them in their poly mailers just yet. But if I'm using a box, at this point, I would put them in their box. The reason I don't put them in the poly mailers is kind of just a personal preference, because I like to put my labels on while the poly mailer is flat. And at this point, I don't have my labels printed out. But if you're using boxes, that's not going to be an issue for you. So you could go ahead and put them in their boxes at this point as well. I'm also double checking for accuracy. So I'm double checking that I pulled the right items. I'm double checking my quantities, because sometimes people are ordering, multiple quantities. This is the first step of my checks and balances. Step 4 is to print your labels. So I print my labels using a Dymo label maker, but however you're printing your labels, this is the step in the process where you're going to want to go ahead and print out your labels. Bonus, you already have your items packaged, so whatever you need to weigh at this point, it's very easy to do that, and you can go through this step really easily and quickly. If you happen to use poly mailers like I do, I keep a poly mailer on hand with the labels on so that I can just pop one on top of whatever it is I'm weighing if I'm not sure of the weight, and even though it's not in the package, I can get an accurate weight that way. Then the last step is to affix the label to my package. I'm also then putting, since I use poly mailers primarily, I'm putting my item into the poly mailer, and I'm also double checking the name at this point. So I've already written the name of the person on my business card, my little note that I write. So you can do it that way. Or you can just write the person's name on their package somewhere, something that you can go back to later and double check that you're putting the right person to the right label. And that's the second part of my checks and balances, so that I make double sure that I'm sending the right items to the right person and the right quantities and all that stuff. All right, so there you have it, my simple and straightforward 5-step shipping process. I don't think that I've, knock on wood, sent the wrong thing to the wrong person other than maybe one time in the very beginning, and definitely not since I've had this system in place. So Again, if you would like to make sure you get that cheat sheet once it's available, just go to vintagepreneuruniversity.com/secret to sign up to get all my secret tips and resources. And I'm going to link that below for you as well. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That really helps me. And subscribe to my channel and click the little bell as well so you get notified whenever a new video comes out. Thank you so much for joining me today and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.